What if I told you that the most famous top G on the internet, millionaire, ex-kickboxing champion, and self-proclaimed savior of masculinity, might be one of the biggest frauds online today? Behind the fast cars, private jets, and expensive cigars lies a mountain of lies, manipulation, and potentially serious crimes. This isn't just online drama or jealousy. It's bigger than that. It's darker. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why millions of people are finally waking up to the truth behind Andrew Tate. Let's be honest. Andrew Tate is a master at selling the dream. He paints a picture of success, money, women, confidence, power. He speaks with intensity, drops catchy one-liners, and acts like he's cracked the code to life. That's why he's gone so viral. He's loud, controversial, and always in your face. But when you start paying attention to the details, the cracks start to show. He calls himself a 4-time world kickboxing champion, but dig deeper, and you'll find none of his titles come from the top-tier K1 organization. In fact, professional fighters from that era didn't even know who he was before TikTok. He also claims his father was a grandmaster in chess, something he's said in countless interviews. But the truth? His father was an international master, which is one rank below grandmaster. Still impressive, yes, but not what Tate says. And that's the problem. If you're willing to lie about something that small just to make your story sound better, what else are you lying about? The truth is, Tate's story isn't just exaggerated. It's built on a web of manipulation. He ran a webcam business, proudly, and openly taught others how to do it too. But in his own words, his method was simple: make women fall in love with him, bring them to his home, and control their online accounts to earn money. He taught this in a program he named the PhD course, short for Pimping Hoe Degree, and sold it online for nearly $500. He told followers to keep control of the women's passwords, lie to them about taxes so they could keep more money, and convince them they couldn't succeed without him. All of this was taught publicly, proudly, before he became famous. It wasn't satire. It wasn't a joke. It was the playbook. In 2022, things came crashing down. Tate was arrested in Romania along with his brother, Tristan. The charges? Human trafficking, rape, and forming an organized crime group. His response? It's all the Matrix. He claims he's innocent, being punished for telling young men to be strong and free thinkers. But Romanian authorities say otherwise. They have over 12,000 pages of evidence, including witness testimonies, chat logs, financial records, and even video footage. According to the indictment, this wasn't about TikTok. It was about manipulation, control, and profiting from vulnerable people. What makes this even worse is how often Tate contradicts himself. He says he hasn't been involved in the webcam business for 10, maybe even 15 years. But in his own tweets from just a few years ago, he brags about running the studio and making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. He says, there are no victims, yet 5 women have given heartbreaking testimonies, describing themselves as prisoners, cut off from the outside world, brainwashed, and even branded with tattoos like Tate owned. One woman said she thought she was entering a loving relationship. Instead, she found herself trapped and exploited. Tate's strategy now is clear: control the story. He only appears on friendly podcasts where no one challenges him. Hosts like Tucker Carlson, Patrick Bet-David, and Candace Owens sit across from him and nod, letting him spread disinformation freely. In one interview, he even lied about having lung cancer, leaked fake medical documents, had his friends tweet about it, and then backtracked days later, saying he never had cancer. Why? Most likely it was a failed attempt to leave Romania for medical care. And still, he says, I don't lie, I tell the truth. But the behavior goes deeper. Women weren't just being manipulated emotionally. According to multiple reports and testimonies, they weren't allowed to leave the house without permission. Some were guarded, isolated, and pressured into working online. Some were branded with tattoos to show ownership. Some were told they owed him, needed him, or couldn't survive without him. Tate wasn't just selling a dream, he was creating a trap. And for the women involved, escaping that trap wasn't easy. In one case, police had to get involved to remove a woman from his property. So, why do so many still support him? Because Tate has built his own matrix, not the one he claims is attacking him, but one he designed himself. He pays fans to spread his videos. He floods the internet with clips of him talking confidently, saying things people want to hear. He says the courts are corrupt. He says the media lies. He even claimed his mother had a heart attack so he could request to leave the country, something the courts later confirmed was not true. And when all else fails, he blames it on a secret group trying to silence him. There's another disturbing side to this. When people speak out against him, he targets them. He's shown up at critics' houses. He's doxed people online. He's used his fan base to swarm and harass anyone who disagrees. In one case, he posted someone's home address and then bragged about sending people to intimidate them. He also encouraged his fans to defend him in comment sections, knowing full well that it would lead to attacks, insults, and bullying. This is the same man who says, "I don't believe in cancel culture," yet he's tried to cancel others who challenge him. Even when it comes to the alleged victims in his criminal case, he's tried to manipulate the public. He released videos of 2 women saying they weren't victims. But what he didn't say is that those 2 women had already been transported to Dubai, a place without extradition, and were instructed to make those statements. Meanwhile, 5 other women gave detailed, emotional, and consistent statements to the Romanian authorities. Tate says they wanted to be there, but the evidence tells another story. And let's not forget his brother, Tristan. He's been just as involved, if not more. In old tweets and clips, he bragged about targeting young, inexperienced women because they're easier to control. He once said if a woman didn't perform, he'd cut off childcare or take away housing. There are audio clips of him saying he'd make women work like slaves and text messages about tightening control over women to make more money. He's no bystander. He's part of the system. So, where do we go from here? Maybe Tate isn't guilty of every charge. The court will decide that. But what's obvious is this: he is not the man he pretends to be online. He is not some perfect role model for young men. He is not just telling the truth. He is not a victim of the Matrix. He is a man who built an empire by lying, manipulating, and controlling others. A man who lashes out when challenged. A man who will say anything, fake cancer, fake morality, fake inspiration, to protect his image and avoid consequences. If you've made it this far, you've seen the truth. No spin, no agenda, just facts. If you still believe in the top G after all of this, ask yourself, what are you really believing in? A man or a carefully crafted illusion? Share this video if you're tired of internet personalities pretending to be heroes while hiding dark secrets. Leave a comment with your thoughts, and remember, truth doesn't need a marketing team. It just needs people willing to face it. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss these shocking stories.